A few months ago, I finished all the shrines and I managed to get the motorbike in the game. And at that point, I was thinking, this is like the end, right? Like, kind of got everything. I don't really need anything more. Until recently, I came back to the game and I was like, you know what? I've still got some random side quests that I'm going to do. And I decided to like search up a whole list on IGN, search all the different side quests, and I went to go find them all. It turns out like I missed like 30 of them. So I went one by one and completed every single side quest in the game. There's only a final one that I'm really struggling with, is the Trial of the Sword, the final stage, because it's so damn long, man. It's like the longest trial and it just takes forever, and I just haven't had the time to do like a 2 hour sit down of like, I think it's gonna be around 2 hours, and I don't want to like, mess up because you can't really save while you're in there, even though I really wish you could. But yeah, apart from actually finishing the side quest, I realized, like, you know what, I can also upgrade my gear. Like, this is something that I've known about it for a really long time in the game. It's not something I really ever like paid attention to. So I went and I upgraded all my favorite pieces of gear to as high as I could get them. Some of the good ones, like the barbarian set, obviously maxed it out to like 20 defense on each different item there. And dude, you'll be surprised how strong you feel when you upgrade some of these things to maximum, dude. Like all 4 different upgrades on these equipment pieces, dude, it is crazy how much damage you don't take anymore. Like, you just, dude, a freaking Lenel could hit me and I'll hardly take any damage anymore. Like, it's nuts. Whereas before, they would just like literally one-shot me every single time they hit me. And the more and more I play this game, the more and more I learn about the intricacies of this world and how many things there are. Just like the detail, dude, in this whole world is nuts. Like how these different things you can find everywhere. Like the fact that you can actually cook a meal to like just before midnight, around like that time there, and it will have like a critical cooking like, buff. So like it will go up to like a 9-minute buff or like a 12-minute buff or whatever. And it will like critically give you like a good amount of time to have your buff for. And I recently learned that if you actually take a dragon horn, which you actually obviously get by, finding a dragon, you just jump in the sky and just shoot the thing in the face, basically, and then just follow wherever the shard falls off and then go pick it up on the ground and you get the shard. If you take that shard and you take, like, let's say 4 bananas and you put them in a cooking pot, you can actually make a 30-minute long buff for 3 different, like 3 sword like buff thing. I don't know what you call this, like 3 extra sword damage. Like, I'm not really sure how that works. It's like, is it like 3 times damage? I'm not sure. Is it like a multiplications of like 100%? Like, so is that like 300% damage? Maybe? I'm not really sure how the percentage works, but it's crazy, dude. Like 30-minute buff on that, dude, is nuts. And then I got to a stage where after every single blood moon, I had this kind of little ritual of like teleporting to the castle immediately. And obviously I used my waypoint that I unlocked in the DLC to kind of put my little waypoint there in the middle of the castle, because obviously you can't teleport anywhere near the castle, and it's a hassle just getting there. So I kind of just put it like right there in the armory, right in front of the freaking moblin that you have to fight as soon as you get there. And I literally just kick his ass, and like it's really worked for me so well to use the time stasis thing where you just pause enemies in the middle of what they're doing and you just smack them, dude. Like, it is a game-breaking like little freaking ability that you have where you can just break everything or kill any enemy because you get to pause them and they can't do anything for like a few seconds, which is nuts. And in this room, you can see there's lots of different gear and stuff around. Now, every time you actually come here on different blood moons, this gear actually changes. Like, some of it's actually better than it was last time. Like, it might have higher damage, or like there's certain pieces that are rusted now, but when you come back later in another blood moon, it's suddenly fixed and other ones are rusted, and you're like, what the hell? Like, this is so trippy, it's weird. And then from there, basically you go up the stairs and then you go straight out into that main hall there, and there's like all the food across all the tables, and I just like run around, pick up all the food, let the moblins chase me, and then I just jump out the window and I fly to safety, and I go take on a guardian, maybe just for fun, test my new guardian armor that has like massive like 28 defense on each item. And the first thing I'll do is I'll ride my horse or my bike straight into the enemy, and just before I get to him, jump off the bike and actually just go into like that little like slow motion kind of thing. I forget what it's called. And I'll basically just unload arrows into this person's face, or like just stun them or whatever, just shoot off a little bit of arrows. And then land next to them. Obviously time stasis, just freeze the dude, and obviously it's a guardian, so you just take out its legs, dude, one by one. Just take out each different leg. And the thing's useless, man. And then you just like, if you really feel like you're gonna get shot in the face by his laser beam, just pause him, like with the time stasis, shoot him in the eye. I mean, dude, it's like, it's so weird how scared I was of Guardians the first time I heard the do 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 do, and you're like, no 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 no, because it was the most terrifying thing ever. And the only way to beat them was like perfectly time a parry with your shield, which I gotta be honest is the hardest thing you ever have to do in this game. To try time the parries in this game is nuts, dude. It's so freaking hard. I've never had to experience something that difficult before. But then you find out what a Lenel is, and the very first time I found a Lenel, I was like, dude, what the hell is this big-ass horse thing? until he just destroyed me. Like, he pulled out a shock arrow bow, and he just shot me, dude, and I, like, died. And I was like, what? And then for me trying to kill this guy, I got, like, so upset. I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I tried everything. I think I died to that guy, like, maybe 15 different times. It eventually got to a point where I got, like, you know, I tried to come up with brilliant ideas. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna bring something metal over here with the magnesis, and I'm gonna smack him with the metal thing until he dies. Man, that didn't really work out that well, because it was really hard to dodge him and hit him with the thing that I'm controlling with the magnesis at the same time. It was a great idea, but it was actually really difficult to pull off in theory, or in actual practical. Eventually, I would actually play the fight, like, every single time I get a hit off him, or like, I'm damaging him. I went through, like, all my food. I think I ate, like 3 different tabs of food fighting my first Lenel, because, dude, it was, oh my word, it was like nightmare fuel trying to fight one of those things. Because obviously they were so fast, and, like, you know, before you can even hit them, the guy runs off and he comes running back at you, and you have to dodge, because if he's gonna hit you, you're gonna die because you have low health. You know, man, like, and I played this game and I went full stamina first. Like, I boosted my stamina way before I boosted my health, because, you know, eventually I got, like, quite good at, like, playing the game, and you actually needed to focus more on stamina to actually play better, you know, than health, because dodging is better than, you know, taking hits, because you only have so much health, and most of the enemies would kill you even if you had 1 heart extra. So if you had that extra stamina, you can fight for longer, you can dodge for longer. You know, it's like, that was the first thing that I learned was crucial to me being, like, decent at the game. And now I just run in there, I'm like, you know, take on Lenels like it's freaking joke, dude. Like, sure, I make some mistakes here and there, you know, because I, like, just mess around with them. I, like, I feel like one of those Spaniards with the, you know, the red cloth and the bull trying to dodge them. It's the funniest thing. It's also great practice, and obviously when you have really good armor like mine right now, is like obviously the max level, you can take a hit and, like, you only lose like 4 hearts, maybe 5 hearts, depending on what he's actually hitting you with. And you just got to know what his certain moves do. Like, you know, when he suddenly, like, starts having, like, dust or, like, wind fly around him, you gotta know that, oh man, he's about to explode for some reason. You know, he's gonna jump back and his mouth is gonna go light up with fire. He's gonna shoot fireballs at you. You know, they always have these same, like, ritual kind of move sets. So as long as you know what their moves are, you can, like, you know, just precisely dodge it. It gets easier with time, the more practice you have to deal with them. But I gotta say, this game has always surprised me. It's always taken me one step further. Like, I feel like even now, the point where I'm, like, almost done with the game, like, completely with my last kind of stage of Trial of the Sword, I feel like there's still stuff that I can learn. Like, and I'm just so excited for what Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna bring, man. It's gonna change everything, dude. It's gonna be so cool to experience a game that I can just go nuts with, where everybody's talking about it at the same time. Because right now, I feel like a lot of people have already played Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I know a lot of people just beat Ganon and then they stopped playing, because, I mean, I did the exact same thing. I beat Ganon and I was like, okay, cool. Like, what's the point now? Man, I was wrong. Like, there's so much more to this game than actually beating Ganon. Like, yeah, I just wanted to talk about Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch. If you guys did play it, or you are playing it, or you're thinking about playing it, I'd love to talk to you guys about Breath of the Wild. So let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing in the game. Did you quit it? How far did you make it? Did you finish the entire game? Jeez, man, if you did, bro, like, that's crazy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.